Hi, it's Jen from Shabby Fabrics here to introduce an extra special quilt that we really poured a lot of our heart and soul in, and we hope you love it as much as we do. This is called Fairy Tale Princess. This was designed by Heather Kidd. This was the original quilt, and she writes a great pattern. Love her pattern. And when we had a chance to color it, we said, let's pour a bunch of color in there. There's a lot of fairy frost from Michael Miller, a lot of glitter fabrics, ombre confetti. As you can see, as we're panning over the blocks, we just couldn't stop, and we pulled out all the stops to make this just as Fairy Tale Princess as it could be. So much fun. As you would come to expect, and we know you love, the applique that you're seeing will be prefused and laser cut for you, so you don't need to trace anything or cut any of the applique shapes out. We've done that for you. Simply peel off the backing and you'll be able to use the light box, a layout diagram, and our applique pressing mat to pre-assemble those shapes and move them onto the background as one piece. And then, of course, we couldn't just sew this down with any thread. It had to be metallic thread for the perfect finishing touch to accentuate the amazing fabrics used in this quilt. What you're seeing here is the sulky metallic thread set we've chosen, and that is exactly what we use to stitch all of those applique shapes down. If you've ever had any issues with thread breakage in the past, as I have, I found the Thread Director to be my absolute amazing solution, coupled up with the Schmetz metallic needle. That is a beautiful combination, and this will work with really any sewing machine. And we've done a video on that, so you can learn more about that if this is interesting to you, where you can load your thread onto here and it'll come off the spool at the proper angle to reduce the likelihood of breaking. It's a really great solution, and I really enjoyed sewing with metallic thread with that combination. Some of the other products you think that you might consider using, of course, Create a Grid is our go-to. That braid that you're seeing both vertically and horizontally starts off with a 2.5-inch wide strip. That's why I loved my 2.5-inch wide ruler. And then you'll cut those longer strips apart into 2.5 by 6.5-inch sections. And I used my 2.5 by 6.5-inch ruler, which is great. I could just fussy cut around that ruler and it was ready to go. Of course, some other rulers as well. Anytime you're doing precise piecing, we all know we need a fresh blade in our rotary cutter, and we need those patchwork pins. That's a great combination for good results. Seam ripper, I can't seem to get away from. Kai scissors, of course, our Wonder Clips. And we have just a touch of hand embroidery on the smile on our frog there, who's in the center of the quilt. So we think this is pretty special. And if you do too, be sure to reserve your kit. Of course, limited availability on that. Thanks for letting me show you about this extra special quilt. If you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, please do that. Not only will you find things like this, but also more DIY tutorials and, of course, quilting projects as well. I'll see you soon on another Shabby video.